shower, somehow defeat a global superpower. How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire? Leave the battlefield, waving Betsy Ross's flag higher. Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman!
Marquis de Lafayette was born on September 6, 1757 in Chavignac, France. He was born into a family of noble lineage. His father was killed in the 7 Years' War, and his remaining family died in 1770, leaving him with a large inheritance. He joined the French army at 14 years old. 2 years later, when he was 16, he joined the Royal Army. Later that year, in 1772, he married 14-year-old Marie Adrienne François de Noailles, who was a member of a prominent French family.
Lafayette was soon inspired by how the British colonists conquered their struggles and fought for freedom. As a result, he sailed to the United States in 1777 to join the Revolution. He was wounded at his first battle, the Battle of Brandywine, but organized the retreat of American soldiers in spite of his injuries. He was partially responsible for getting all the men out safely. His great military ability was quickly recognized, and he became an important figure. He and George Washington became close friends. The first president recommended Congress to let the Frenchman lead an invasion. Eventually, they asked if he could lead the invasion of Canada in the Convoy Cabal. Lafayette didn't think this invasion would be successful, but he went because Washington asked him to. On the way to Canada, Lafayette told his comrade about the lack of food and gear. He was very relieved when Washington called off the suicide mission. After many battles and invasions, he helped George Washington defeat the Redcoats at the Battle of Yorktown in 1783. After forming the National Constituent Assembly in 1789, he helped write the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen with Thomas Jefferson's assistance. It invoked natural law to establish basic principles of the democratic nation-state.
Lafayette became a leader of the liberal aristocrats, an outspoken advocate of religious tolerance. He also wanted the slave trade to be abolished. He supported Louis XVI's government and the idea of a constitutional monarchy, and became elected commander of newly formed Guard of Paris. He returned to France and was appointed to the Assembly of Notables in 1787 and convened in response to the facial crisis. He was elected as a member of the States General in 1789. Lafayette was declared Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard of France, an armed force established to maintain order under the control of the Assembly. As the leader of the National Guard, Lafayette attempted to maintain order and steer a middle ground even as the radicals gained increasing influence. He fled France due to the Reign of Terror, but was captured and turned over to Austria. He was imprisoned for 5 years.
Lafayette's death was a result of pneumonia on May 20, 1834. He died in the 8th arrondissement in Paris, France. He was first diagnosed with pneumonia after collapsing at a funeral. He recovered but became bedridden and sick again after being caught in a thunderstorm later in May.
Marquis de Lafayette was a French general who played a big role in the American Revolution. He helped by fighting a Revolutionary War, and this gave America a greater chance to win. This symbolized a great friendship between the United States and France. He is also known as the hero of the two worlds.
Here are some fun facts about Marquis de Lafayette.
His birth name is Marie-Joseph Paul Yves Roux Gilbert de Motier de Lafayette. He was commissioned an officer at age 13.
When he died at 76 years old on May 20th, the request of being the hero of two worlds needed to be carried out, but he was to be buried in Picpus Cemetery in Paris, France. American soil was taken from Bunker Hill in 1825, and it was placed in the cemetery where he now lies.
During World War I, French soldiers would honor him by saying Lafayette, nous sommes ici, which means Lafayette, we are here. He named his only son after George Washington.
of Yorktown. 1781.
Monsieur Hamilton!
Monsieur Lafayette!
In command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field. We've had quite a run.
Immigrants.
We get the job done. So what happens if we win?
I go back to France. I bring freedom to my people if I'm given the chance.
We'll be with you when you do.
Go lead your men.
See you on the other side.
Till we meet again.